is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Hey, one more day. We're told that Pat Gray will return tomorrow.
Yeah.
To his broadcast. Pat Gray Unleashed says his name on the wall there, as he likes to point out. I hope that he returns. I mean, he was originally, we were told that he was going to Mexico and he was going to be bringing us back some avocados from Mexico, but we had a little fight down in Mexico this weekend. I thought for sure that they might cancel some flights.
I know. NBC News made it sound like it.
So I was a little worried, a little concerned that Pat may not be able to return. Although he could probably fly from Mexico to Greenland, and then Greenland back to the U.S., something like that. So we'll be good. It'll be good to see him. It'll be good to hear about his trip.
I think it's cheaper to fly on Monday. I think that's why you came back on Monday.
Oh, there you
today
go.
Instead of yesterday.
I mean, you want to get the best prices for what you can
absolutely.
do. It was a crazy busy weekend, and we're going to get to it all. I mean, I don't know that we can get to it all in 2 hours of broadcast time. We'll try.
I'm loving this term in office.
We have to talk about the NFL playoffs. We have to. And when you say, now you're asking yourself, no, we don't, Jeff. It's the NFL playoffs, but we do. We do, because we have the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl LIX down in New Orleans,
Super Bowl
Louisiana. Super Bowl LIX down in Louisiana, and I'm sure security in the state of Louisiana and in specifically the city of New Orleans will be incredible, and I mean that. We just want to go for a walk. Yeah, well, go through this metal detector, and then you can walk around this neighborhood. But you're not leaving without walking. You're not leaving without walking through another metal detector. They'll be wanding everyone, and good. Keep everyone safe. I'm all for it, and it'll be fun. It'll be a fun game. The Kansas City Chiefs will. I didn't really want to talk about this now, but now that I've started, I might as well.
Oh, did you see? Did you see the poll here?
I may as well.
I put a poll up last night after we had our Chiefs-Eagles matchup determined. I don't know if you can zoom in on this. It's way over here. But bottom line is, in the Super Bowl, you're rooting for the Chiefs, 18%. For the Eagles, 14%. Against the Chiefs, 21%. Against Taylor Swift, 47%. So I think that's where the lines are being
kept
drawn.
her shots to a minimum.
Yeah.
During the game last night. We did learn during the Philadelphia Eagles game, however, something that, I've been watching football since it started back in the early 1800s.
I know where you're going with this.
And I heard a referee say that if the Washington Commanders, Redskins football team had another penalty, that he was going to award the Philadelphia Eagles a score.
So the Eagles had the ball like inside the 2 or whatever it was. And they were going to do their little brotherly shove, and everybody knew it. And so the Redskins were trying to anticipate it and kept jumping off sides and making contact with the Eagles. I think it was 4 penalties in total. And so that's when the referee told us about the palpably unfair act.
It is agonizing. That cannot ever happen. I'm sorry. No.
And here's the definition. In the NFL, a palpably unfair act is a deliberate foul that prevents a score and is repeated after being warned by an official. If a palpably unfair act is committed, the referee will award a touchdown to the team that was denied one.
That is absolutely unbelievable.
They just kept moving it closer.
Unbelievable. Because anything could happen. Philadelphia could fumble. Washington could pick it up and run it back for a touchdown. Mm-hmm. Philadelphia could fumble. Washington could pick it up, then try to move the ball and get caught for a safety. And Philadelphia would get 2 points and get the ball back. There are numerous things that could happen other than, we'll just give you points. Hey, you scored. We gave you the score.
Give you points.
I thought that they put this rule in just so that they'd be able to award the Kansas City Chiefs some points. That was just me.
Without them having to even put forth the effort.
Don't even play. Don't even play. We just awarded Kansas City the win. It's unbelievable. I've never seen that before, and I don't know that it has actually ever happened, because I certainly don't remember it ever happening. That's for sure. So I do have one question for you, though. one question today. When is Donald J. Trump going to do something? I mean, for real. The first week was pedal to the metal. I mean, we are now hours away from the first full week of Trump presidency 2.0. We've had reports the Marine guarding the Oval when the president is in is back, and this time he's pissed. We don't know that for sure, and I don't think he is. But we didn't see him much during the previous administration. I wanted to let you see an overview of a day. We'll get to everything else that's happened over the weekend, and there was a bunch. And we'll look ahead to what's coming. But we'll continue to make the apocalypse fun here on the Pat Gray Unleashed program. But first, think back to what you did on Friday, way back on Friday. Whenever, whatever was just your day. Now let's check in with the President of the United States, Donald Trump. Friday, woke up early in D.C., flew to North Carolina, had an entire tour and press event, flew across country to California, entire tour and press event, and at 1 a.m. Eastern, he wrapped up his day. Now, these are just some of the things that he did Friday, technically into Saturday, that we know about. And he faced the press along with other political leaders and everyday citizens, some on his side, others not so much, the entire time. And as I said, we'll go back and address some of the happenings separately later. But for now, just a bird's eye view of Friday. In D.C., in the Oval, Friday morning with the press.
Clip one.
The interest rates will come down.
You said that you would demand that the interest rates come down.
Well, I would put in a strong statement.
Do you expect the Fed to listen to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then headed out on his trip to North Carolina and California with the First Lady, again facing the gaggle of press pre-trip. This is what it looked like.
Wow. Look at that.
He's ready to go. Yeah, I mean, the boss is back, and everyone is there.
That's a great shot, too.
Landed in North Carolina, greeted by the press.
Oh.
This is after he left here.
Okay, so he flew from here to... Okay.
Well, thank you very much. Everybody thought I was going to California. I said, no, I'm stopping in North Carolina first because they've been abused by what's happened. I mean, it's terrible. It should have been done. It should have been, a lot of things should have happened that didn't happen. So we're here. We're going to fix it out. We're working with the gentleman behind me, and you know who they are, and we're going to fix it. And we're going to fix it as fast as you can. It's a massive amount of damage. FEMA has really let us down, let the country down, and I don't know if that's Biden's fault or whose fault it is, but we're going to take over and we're going to do a good job. We're going to assign Mr. Watley, who's fantastic, frankly, and the governor and everybody else that's going to work. We're going to supply the money. We're going to supply a lot of the money. Maybe you have to chip in something. You'll chip in a little something, like maybe 25% or whatever. But we're going to get it done as quickly as we can. And we want to take care of the people of North Carolina. It's so interesting. Everybody's talking about California, and that's a mess. But I said, I'm not going to California until I stop in North Carolina. So here we are. We're going to go visit the site, and we're going to work with probably 3 of the congressmen, Republican congressmen, who've been fantastic, whose areas have been affected, and with Michael Watley, the governor, and whoever else is, we decide to get involved. Probably less FEMA, because FEMA just hasn't done the job. And we're looking at the whole concept of FEMA. I like, frankly, the concept when North Carolina gets hit, the governor takes care of it. When Florida gets hit, the governor takes care of it, meaning the state takes care of it. To have a group of people come in from an area that don't even know where they're going in order to solve immediately a problem is something that never worked for me. But this is probably one of the best examples of it not working. And there's been some others, like in Louisiana, etc. So we're going to be doing something on FEMA that I think most people agree. I'd like to see the states take care of disasters. Let the state take care of the tornadoes and the hurricanes and all of the other things that happen. and I think you're going to find it a lot less expensive. You'll do it for less than half, and you're going to get a lot quicker response. So that seems to be the recommendation, but we'll be making that recommendation over the next couple of weeks. We're going to go to the site now, and we're going to figure out a plan for really demolition and cleaning, because not a lot's been done, and we're very disappointed in the Biden administration, but we're going to make up for lost time. And I said I'd do that, and this is about the earliest we could possibly be here, and we're honored to be here. This has been a great state. They're great people, and they've really been mishandled. But this group is going to be great, and we're going to get it taken care of. Any questions?
What will you respond? Do you expect to ask Congress for additional aid for North Carolina and California?
It will be direct. In other words, the aid will go through us. So rather than going through FEMA, it will go through us. And I think maybe this is a good place to start. Because, and in all fairness to the governor, and in all fairness to everybody else, FEMA was not on the ball. And we're going to turn it all around. Yes.
And then he throws this out on the tarmac just to get a rise out of everyone. And he did.
In the history of California, I think, has anything bigger than that happened in the whole country ever? It looks like, I don't want to say what it looks like, but you know what I'm going to say. It looks like something hit it. And we won't talk about what hit it, but it is a bad, bad situation.
Then, once he reaches the people in North Carolina, of course he speaks.
It's been 4 months since the storm made landfill, and still 180 roads remain closed and in ruins. Earlier this month, the Biden administration kicked 2,000 displaced North Carolinians out of their temporary housing into freezing 20-degree weather. I don't know how they did that one, because it was cold, even while your government provided shelter and housing for illegal aliens from all over the world.
Thank you.
But under the Trump administration, the days of betrayal and neglect are over. They are over. As I said in my inaugural address, we restore the integrity, competency, and loyalty of the American government. And I think I said most of it in the inaugural address. We said a lot of things, but one of the groups of people I was thinking about is you in North Carolina. A lot of that was in reference to you and what you've had to suffer.
As people take to the podium to tell their stories, he's listening, responding, and questioning in real time.
Before the structural engineer even came out in order to get our flood payout, and to me that was not really acceptable.
Has the insurance company been responsive or not really?
Not so much. Again,
Give you the money they have to give you?
I'm hoping so. And we need some assistance with that. We reached out to an attorney.
What's the name of the insurance company?
North Carolina Farm Bureau.
Ooh.
Yep.
That's terrible.
That's what we're after here.
A lot of people having that problem too, with the insurance companies, general, different insurance companies, and they're all difficult, or just the one particular one?
I've heard different stories from others, and
After meeting and touring, again, he faces the press for questions.
It's reported you invited Senator Schiff to join you on this trip, and he was too busy. Are you disappointed?
I don't know. I was told that Schiff was going to travel with us to California. I wasn't thrilled, to be honest with you. And I saw him last night on television. It looks like he got hit with a baseball bat or something. What happened to him? Something happened to him. It looked like he got hit. It looked like he got beat around. But I'll ask Caroline to find out what happened to him. No, if he wanted to come out, I would have done that. But I don't know. Somebody said that he wanted to come on the plane, but I think he's staying back for the votes.
Then he was asked about pulling Secret Service security from Dr. Fauci.
You know, you work for government. We took some off other people, too. But you can't have a security detail for the rest of your life because you work for government.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Would you feel partially responsible if something were to happen to, say, Dr. Fauci or John Bolton?
No. You know, they all made a lot of money. They can hire their own security, too. All the people you're talking about, they can go out. I can give them some good numbers of very good security people. They can hire their own security. They all made a lot of money.
Fauci made a lot of money.
That's for sure.
They all did. So if they, felt that strongly, I think that certainly I would not take responsibility.
Thank you. Then flies to Los Angeles to do the same thing over again. Just a reminder, still Friday. Governor Newsom meets him on the tarmac to be sure he's seen and, begs for money. I guess he couldn't clear his schedule to be with the president the rest of the day. Trump then flies over the fire-damaged areas, including Pacific Palisades, walks and meets some of the victims still reeling from losing everything. When that wraps up, he faces a roundtable with locals and California politicians, including Karen Bass, mayor of L.A., and the press, to address what's happening and what can be done. Again, listening and responding in real time.
We're bringing our city departments together so that people don't get caught in the loop of going from one room to the next. We want them all to be in the same room so that you can get busy rebuilding ASAP. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. And we will clear the lots. Absolutely. In the city and in the county. We are working together. Both levels of government are working in unity.
Not 18 months? Is it like we that's the answer that we got, and that's what we're all hanging on?
Yes.
So if you're telling us now faster, is it 6 months? Is it, all of our lives, rents, all this stuff is weighing on this.
6 months is no good.
And the number one thing that we are going to do immediately, and you will see this happen, is to clear out the debris. And we're concerned right now over the weekend because of the potential rain, but we are going to move as fast as we can, but we want you to be safe, and we want you to be back in your homes immediately.
But the people are willing to clean out their own debris. It doesn't cost a lot.
And they can.
You should let them do it, because by the time you hire contractors, it's going to be 2 years.
If a family...
The people are willing to get a dumpster and do it themselves and clean it out.
And they can.
There's not that much left. It's all incinerated.
That's right.
And, it's just going to take a long time if you do. You can do some of it, but a lot of these people, I know that guy right there that's talking. I know my people. You'll be on that thing tonight, throwing the stuff away, and your site it'll look perfect within 24 hours, and that's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to wait around for 7 months till the city hires some demolition contract that's going to charge him $25,000 to do his lot.
Yeah.
I think you have emergency powers just like I do, and I'm exercising my emergency powers. You have to exercise them also.
I did exercise them.
Because you have a very powerful emergency power, and you can do everything within 24 hours.
Yes. And if individuals want to clear out their property, they can. Well, yes, but you know that you will be able to go back soon.
Mr. President.
We think within a week.
That's a long time, a week. I'll be honest. To me, everyone's standing in front of their house. They want to go to work, and they're not allowed to do it.
And the most important thing is for people to be safe.
Oh, we got to be safe.
They're safe. They're safe. You know what? They're not safe. They're not safe now. They're going to be much safer. A week is actually a long time, the way I look at it. I watched hundreds of people standing in front of their lots, and they're not allowed to go in. It's all burned. It's gone. It's done. Nothing's going to happen to it. It's not going to burn anymore. There's nothing to burn. There's almost nothing to burn. And they want to go in. The people are all over the place. They're standing, and I say, why aren't you going in? We're trying to get a permit, and the permit's going to take them. Everybody said 18 months. You said 18 months. You said 18 months.
That was last night.
And that was last night. On that.
We can't even see our homes right now. We are blocked from entering our streets. Right. We can't even. This is our first time we saw our house. It was yesterday.
As this talk progresses, he gets even more riled because of too much red tape.
Back building as fast as possible, and we're going to continue doing that.
Mayor, the one thing is they are saying they will not be allowed to start for 18 months.
No. That will not be the case.
Okay, I just hope you're right.
You can hold me to it.
4 groups said that.
No.
That would be they should be able to do it. They should be able to start tonight.
That will not be the case. First we have to take care to make sure that there's not getting rid of the hazardous waste, cleaning things up so that people can start right away. And just like you said, if somebody had their house was destroyed and they're going to rebuild essentially the same, maybe a little bit longer, a little bit higher, they really shouldn't have to go through much of a process. So I want you to know that we are expediting that. We absolutely need your help. We need the federal help. You're
You've
a builder.
got it. I told you. You will have no permit problem. There will be zero delay. And as far as I'm concerned, you already have the permits.
And the resource.
I am more worried because I met at least 8 groups of homeowners, and I'm much more worried about the fact that they said it's 18 months exactly, and they were devastated. They want to start now. They want to start removing things. They're not allowed to do it now. And you mentioned hazardous waste. Well, the hazardous waste. What's hazardous waste? I mean, you're going to have to define that. We're going to go through a whole series of questions on determining what's hazardous.
Nope.
I just think you have to allow the people to go on their site and start the process tonight.
And we will.
Okay, good.
You can come back and check.
Mr. President?
Yes.
Yeah. Then Congressman Brad Sherman, who is there from California, he's there, speaks up, and President Trump is not having any of it.
Mr. President, without your help, they're only going to get $43,000 from the federal government, even if they have a $500,000
you did something,
loss.
Brad, where every insurance company in the country left California. That's why you have no insurance, because you made it so impossible. People that think like you made it so impossible. And
Brad, me?
Every
Mr.
insurance
President,
company.
I don't know what
I'll tell you this,
about my thinking.
I've never seen a state where almost nobody has insurance. And I said, what happened? And they said like 6 months ago they all left. And 2 years ago they had different, quadrants, but they left. And you have very little insurance here. I mean, I've never seen anything like it.
Thank you. Local citizens have been talking about their issues and struggles, along with some citizens at the table, one of which was Joel Pollak.
Mr. President, my name is Joel Pollak, and I am a journalist with Breitbart News, but I happen to live in the Pacific Palisades, as do other colleagues. One colleague, John Kahn, wrote the song Fighter, which you played at your campaign rallies. He lost his house and the studio he wrote that song in. We were lucky because I was able to fight the fire on my fence. But when I got to my house, there was no water in the pipes.
Incredible.
So I got inside and I picked up the flower vases because I give my wife flowers every week, and there was water there, and we started with that. Then I found my son's bucket of baseballs, and I dumped the baseballs on the ground, and I used the bucket. But there was still no water except for the water in the gutter coming from the burnt homes uphill. Oh. So I went to and fro to my gutter and my fence with my bucket. 2 guys showed up in a truck, 2 neighbors. We found 2 more buckets, bucket after bucket after bucket. Many of my neighbors, including some here, tried to fight the fires. They couldn't. We were lucky our house was saved. But we should not have to rely on buckets to put out a fire.
That's right.
You can't stop an 80-mile-per-hour wind or 100-mile-per-hour wind, but there were many things that went wrong here that are basic and small. We did not have traffic police to guide the evacuation, so there was gridlock on Sunset. They've removed the vehicles now, but there were dozens of vehicles that were abandoned by drivers who fled for their lives because there were no traffic cops available. Oh, God. The fire department wasn't pre-deployed, even though there was an extreme wind event coming. And many of my neighbors lost their fire insurance in the days before the blaze. So I asked my neighbors, what would they want to know if I could ask the president a question? And the number one thing was insurance. Can you work with the insurance companies to get people back to where they were before they lost the coverage because of California's regulations? And can you make California change its rules so that when we build again, we can get fire insurance and we don't have to worry? And there's one other point I want to make. I really appreciate my congressman advocating for money. We need the money from the federal government. But I also understand Americans who are tired of spending money on California and disasters happen, and the California government passes $50 million to oppose your policies. So they have $50 million for that, but not for moving people into rental homes or helping people relocate or rebuild. I would like to ask you to follow the 9/11 Commission precedent and appoint a special master to watch the money.
Amen.
To make sure that every federal dollar that gets spent here is spent on fire relief and rebuilding and not on everything else.
Good idea.
It's a good idea. Yes, it is. Oh, did I mention as the president and first lady walked the neighborhoods in California, the first lady consoled a local resident in her own Slavic language.
Bili ste doma kad ste vidjeli Da, ja imam naša kuć na ovoj strani. Kad je otvoren rat na ovoj strani, on je bio dosta kućno. Kaže, Igor na Bolton da vidiš. Ja sam nazvala prodavnice. I nisam htjela da idem. Niko se mislili da će doći do ovoga. I da smo ovdje dohvala I onda ja odšla podmježem škola. I onda smo otišli. On je rekao, moramo otići.
Wow. Incredible. As the day begins to wrap up in California for President Trump and the First Lady, back in D.C., Vice President JD Vance breaks the Senate vote tie for Pete Hegseth to become Secretary of Defense.
All right. Are there any senators in the chamber who wish to vote or change a vote? If not, on this vote, the yeas are 50 and the nays are 50. The Senate being equally divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative, and the nomination is confirmed.
Boom.
Boom.
Booyah.
And, of course, Trump is asked about it on the tarmac before he leaves California.
Are you disappointed that McConnell voted no?
I didn't even know that. No, I don't know that. I just heard that we won. Winning is what matters, right? So thank you very much, everybody.
As he wraps up his day on the tarmac of California, he was faced all of them head on. This is what it looked like. This is wrapping up his day, 1 a.m. Eastern. Just a bird's eye view of Trump Friday. Woke up early in D.C., flew to North Carolina, entire tour and press event, flew cross-country to California, entire tour and press event, and that 1 a.m. Eastern, he wrapped up his day. Again, I ask, what did you do on Friday? What did former President Joe Biden do on Friday?
Not climb those stairs, that's for sure.
And the big stairs are back. There's no short stairs any longer. There's so much in those clips that could be addressed separately that it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's just incredible. And that was one day.
Felt
we
good.
haven't even, it did. This
whole week has
feel
felt
good.
So good.
I mean,
I needed
we didn't even get to Saturday. We didn't get to Sunday. We didn't get to what's going to happen today. It's been amazing.
You know, ladies that enjoy having a spa day, this week has been a spa week for those of us who care about American politics.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. It's just been so enjoyable.
Just incredible. Just incredible. So that was Friday. We'll get to the rest of it here on Pat Gray Unleashed. I mean, it was just a whirlwind. 888-900-3393 is the phone number if you'd like to participate. You can, of course, comment on our X at Pat Unleashed, and we're happy to read those. Well, look, we don't read them all. Okay, we see them all. We don't necessarily read them all. We have one person that picks them out, and if you can bribe that person to get on, then we'll read your post. And his name is. I'm not going to tell you his name. You're going to have to figure it out.
He's not. He's not on Twitter, so you can't even.
Well, no one is actually on Twitter. We're on X.
Oh my gosh. You're going to have to let that go.
At Pat Unleashed, of course, you can follow me at JeffyJFR, at Keith Melanak, at Chris Cruz. We're here. We've got so much to get to, and I'm still a little pissed about the referees awarding scores. Okay? We went through the Trump's Friday. I'm still pissed about the referees being able to award scores. No, that can't be allowed. We have to revisit that rule. I'm sorry, no. I can't. Anyway, we'll get to all of it, and thank you for coming along for the ride today on Pat Gray Unleashed. More in mere moments.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome to it. Jeff Fisher from Chewing the Fat, filling in for Pat Gray Unleashed. One final day, so we're told. We believe that he is to return tomorrow. I'm not sure. Raise your hand if you've heard from him. Okay, so he may or may not be back tomorrow. I believed him when he said he would be back tomorrow, so we'll go with that.
He's played at the wrong time.
You can comment on the program on our X account at Pat Gray Unleashed, as did the deplorable Mr. Jackwagon. Does Taylor Swift's NFL salary go against the Chiefs' salary cap? No, is the answer.
How
to
about
that
the ref
question.
salary?
No, well, no, nobody looks at that. Nobody looks at that. We need to start having the refs questioned after each game. They need to have their own press conference after. I'm serious.
Not a bad idea.
Be responsible
that is
for your
not
calls.
A bad idea.
Be responsible for your calls. This whole just running away, and that's whatever.
Then you can't
badmouth
them.
The NFL fining players for saying things they didn't even say against the refs last week. So we need to let's make the refs a little bit more accountable. I'm okay with their if they can back up their calls, back it up. Just a thought. They'll never do it. Wayfaring stranger. I thought presidents ended their days at 9 a.m. And Trump is an overachiever. Yeah, when they were talking about the Marine being at the door outside the Oval Office, meaning that the president was in there working, they were commenting that he was rarely there during the Biden administration, and most of the days Biden, pulled the plug at 11 a.m.
Right.
It's just... What did you do on Friday was my question. What did I do? I mean, I've watched the whole thing going, what the hell am I doing? Really?
Show prep.
From Sarah the Band, I think the residents of California would feel safe if they knew their damn hydrants worked, Karen. Yeah, no kidding. Mayor Karen Bass. That's a good idea. If individuals want to clear out their debris, according to Giblets, they can. But not until we allow it. That's exactly the way Mayor Karen Bass thinks. Tamara B, a permit is what you get when the government steals your rights and sells them back to you. See?
Well said.
Don't bog me down with facts. We just need to get those permits done. I love the thing that I love the most about Donald Trump, I think, is the real-time reactions in these meetings. I mean, he faces everything head on, and it's real time. Donald Trump, like him or not, he's right there. He's in your face, and he's questioning like that. I got to tell you, that's a long time.
I love it.
That's a long time.
The real-time response from politicians.
And you're going to try to tell Karen Bass about construction and building things with Donald Trump? I think not, Marxist. I think not. Donald understands the construction process, and he's right. It's heard from all these people. I know these people. This guy right there would have a dumpster out in front of his property tonight. Be done in 24 hours.
I know my people.
Yeah,
and by the way, he knows his people. He's in a place
in California.
Nearly 70% voted against him.
Yeah.
Just a couple of months ago. And he is out there. See, now this is the difference between a Marxist in office and a real American who loves this country. Is that he doesn't care who you voted for. He's out there fighting for you.
He's the president of the United States.
Whereas Joe Biden would never visit. I mean, the precedent. Did you see East Palestine, Ohio?
Oh, it took him forever to get to North Carolina, right?
Right, North Carolina. I mean, it goes on and on. The guy doesn't go to red states.
According to Bunter Hyten, who tweeted us. There, I said it for you. Excuse me, can someone tell that guy that having more fat lesbians in leadership is more important than having stupid water?
Yep. To them it is.
It absolutely is. And we have...
I want you to see this back-to-back clip. Yeah. Clip 26 where you got Karen Bass, what she said, and then her public works director. Watch this. 26.
And we are 100% committed to getting this neighborhood rebuilt again. Okay. You mentioned a couple of things in terms of us expediting. So I signed executive directives right away so that we could cut the red tape. We could get people back building as fast as possible. And we're going to continue doing that.
Yeah, the one thing is they are saying they will not be allowed to start for 18 months.
No.
18
That will not be the case.
Okay, I just hope
That
you're
will
right.
not. You can hold me to it.
This four group said that.
No.
That would be, they should
No,
be able
that-
to do it. They should be able to start tonight.
That will not be the case.
Working to get that pad ready for reconstruction. What we know from experience, and Colonel's on the line too, he can answer this. We know that the first phase will take some time. Phase 1 will take up to 3 months, maybe even longer, 6 months to get the toxics off. At the same time that is occurring, we'll be coming behind you with the process of debris removal. The debris removal can take up to 18 months, Supervisor.
Right. Right, and that's what.
And I'm going to stop there because I want to make sure everybody hears that clearly. I know we want to set expectations, and I said at the beginning, I'm going to tell you what I know when I know it.
Okay.
Right now.
Sorry.
There you go. But it's not.
I mean, that's what they were talking about with when Trump was saying that 18 months. They all said 18 months. And that's where they're getting it from. And, and then in the end, he was like, a week's too long. I got to tell you, a week's too long. You're telling me these people want to get back into taking care of it now.
Yep.
Let's move. And Karen, of course, lied and said, well, they can. They can.
Not according to your own staff.
Yeah. Well, they can, as long as we say it's okay. But no, they can get back in there right now. Right now being, a few days from now, maybe. I mean, it's just incredible. It's just absolutely amazing. Then, we talked about, I gave you a bird's eye view of Friday in D.C., North Carolina, and California. And then he went to Vegas. Saturday, he's got a rally in Vegas, and then he's walking the strip in Vegas. Incredible. It's amazing. He's walking the casinos. Secret Service have got to love this.
This is a good friend of ours, Alex. Another big pro-Trump.
Look at the craps table. Roll it.
Come on, Alex. Let's see how there we go.
You want to roll for us?
No, I want him to roll.
I want him to roll.
There we go.
Alex, come on now.
Real-time responses.
7-11.
Hard four.
As great as this is.
Not bad.
As great as all of this is, I want you just to imagine Joe Biden in any of these positions.
Oh, my gosh.
Any of these
I know.
locations.
They're rolling. You're going to like it. I know he's going to like everything.
Hell yes.
All right, let's see.
Hard four. Oh, same dice.
Presidential dice. How often does that happen?
Not very often.
For me, a lot. I like it.
It's just incredible. Just incredible. And
this is my America right here.
I know.
I love it.
Then cut 37. He's at the crap tables with the same, not bad. It's kind of the same thing. He's there, different angle. Not bad. Glad handing. All right, I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. Yeah, there you go. It gives him a shoulder slap. Come on. And then, pretty incredible in Vegas. He gets the USA chance. Because he's walking out of the casino. Secret Service has got to be loving this, man. They're just walking through a casino.
Incredible.
It's amazing. That's Saturday, right? So then he speaks at a rally and throws this out about the IRS agents and just sent the world on fire again.
On day one, I immediately halted the hiring of any new IRS agents. They hired or tried to hire 88,000 new workers to go after you, and we're in the process of developing a plan to either terminate all of them or maybe we'll move them to the border.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Do it.
Maybe we will.
I think we're going to move them to the border.
I think maybe we will. I know.
Yeah, because they're already armed, he said, right? You got the guns.
And then he fired a bunch of other people.
Oh, the
15 inspectors general.
Yeah.
Friday night, which that move may be illegal. Okay. Go ahead. Tell me it's
figure it
illegal.
out.
Have a nice day. Get out. We don't need you.
Congress has to be notified or something.
Oh, okay.
ahead. Yeah.
Did I
okay.
forget to call?
Shoot.
Gosh darn it.
Well,
I meant to. I was busy, I don't know, on an airplane going to North Carolina and California and Vegas. I'm sorry. Did I forget to call you? Gosh darn it. The phone lines were down. On Air Force One? Yeah, they were down at Air Force One. Sorry, I didn't have Starlink hooked up. Get Elon on the phone. I mean, it's just, it was just a incredible weekend. Then we also had, we covered Pete Hegseth. I did like his first words as Secretary of Defense,
clip
which
17?
I think that happened late Friday night or early Saturday morning, right? That was after right after the vote. Yeah, with JD. Yeah.
All praise and glory to God. His will be done, and we're grateful to be here. And as I said in my hearing, it was Jesus and Jenny. I would not be here without you, sweetheart. Thank you so much.
Or the other
I want to
way.
thank the President of the United States, our Commander-in-Chief, Donald Trump. We could not have a better Commander-in-Chief than him. It is the honor of a lifetime, sir, to serve under you. We look forward to having the backs of our troops and having your back in executing peace through strength, in putting America first, and in rebuilding our military. Mr. Vice President, thank you for breaking the tie. It's not the last time, or not the first time the headline reads, Junior Enlisted Marine bails out Junior Army Officer.
Oh.
And, some people were saying, well, 50-50, that's too tight. And Senator Mark Wayne Mullen was nice enough to take my kids up to the gallery to watch the actual moment that the Vice President sealed the deal. And they came running in. They said, Dad, instead of being sad about 50-50, 51-50, they said, Dad, you won in overtime. That's the perspective I like. So thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Should not have been that close. Screw Mitch McConnell.
Right.
And also screw the 4 Senate seats that the Republicans didn't push back on that, in my opinion, were very questionable results with Democrats taking, what was it, Michigan, Wisconsin, Nevada, Arizona. Boy, that would have been a nice little buffer to make it so that Mitch McConnell was irrelevant. But anyway, here we are. I'm glad it happened. It's going to be a tough week, though, for RFK and for Kash Patel if we're doing 50-50 over Pete Hegseth.
Right. But we did get Gravel Pit confirmed as well.
Yep.
Right? I don't know if there's no reason to play any of the videos, but
Ratcliffe.
she's in.
And then he's
I'm sorry?
John Ratcliffe.
Oh, yeah.
CIA, like 74 votes, I think.
Yeah, he got in on Friday though, right? And whatever. I'm just saying we're starting to make a difference. So, Miss former Congresswoman, Hawaii,
Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah,
I don't know when her hearing is. I think it's boy.
Is that coming up this week?
I don't know if that's scheduled yet.
JFK Jr.'s this week.
This is Wednesday. Kash Patel Thursday. I'm not sure when the hearing is for her. I don't know. You gonna sit here and wait until I find out?
I think I am. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna sit and just put the camera on Keith.
That's awesome.
And, we should have the Jeopardy clock, and we just wait till you get it.
All right, it's saying that it's this week, but I just haven't heard a day, so I don't know.
All right, It's a good way to say that he doesn't know. I like that. You just wrapped it up. Get the camera off of me and shut that damn game show clock off. And also, we had the battle with Colombia this week because Tom Homan. Tom Homan is, he's out doing his job that Trump put him in charge of as the border czar, and he is
Thursday for Tulsi.
He is
Thursday for Tulsi.
You mean we left you too early?
Yeah.
Gosh darn it. We left Tom Homan. I mean, he is loading them up and shipping them out. I mean, it's amazing. Sure.
Love it.
I want to go back to those military flights going south. As you said, we have never seen that before. Is that going to be a constant commitment from the U.S. military every single day to take deportees out?
Yes.
So is this what we will see every
Don't you understand?
single day, ending in what the president has
He already
promised
said
is
yes.
millions and millions being deported?
He said yes.
Yes. But you're going to see the number steadily increase, the number of arrests nationwide as we open up the aperture. Right now it's concentrating public safety threats, national security threats. That's a smaller population. So we're going to do this on priority base, as President Trump's promised, but as that aperture opens, there'll be more arrests nationwide.
When you talk about the aperture opening, the estimates of perhaps those who have been convicted or arrested in the past, 700,000 to over 1 million. So after you do that, then you go after everybody who is there illegally.
Yes.
If you're in the country illegally, you're on the table. Because it's not okay to violate laws of this country. You got to remember, every time you enter this country illegally, you violated a crime under Title 8, United States Code 1325. It's a crime. So if you're in the country illegally, you got a problem. And that's why I'm hoping those who are in the country illegally who have not been ordered removed by the federal judge should leave.
What don't you understand about... Oh, you're going to go...
Okay, but every day?
Yes!
Every
day!
So is this something that we should be getting used to every day in this country? You'll be sending...
Yes!
Okay, but what about every day? Holy crap.
You're in this country illegally. Get out, or we're going to take you out. Oh, no, maybe not take you out. That's wrong language. No, we're not going to take you out.
Send you away.
We're going to help you out.
Yes.
We're going to help you get out. But if you fight back, we may take you out as well. We just don't know. I mean, the protests, I couldn't believe we were having big protests here in Dallas this weekend. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Because we've got
the police just sitting there.
We don't have to. Well, I know.
The roads get clogged.
They're blocking traffic. We've covered this so much on this program.
I know what the law is in Texas, and I saw bowling pins.
Right. I've got to get someplace. You're on a public thoroughfare. Get out of the way. It's amazing. We have to. There's so much to get to. We'll get to it. We'll get to it all. I promise. Well, we'll get to most of it.
No, we'll get to all of it.
No, well, okay, we'll get to
all of it.
Some of it.
No, all of it. Damn it.
All right, that's on Keith, not me.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Not really. The Pat Gray Unleashed program is. And we are glad that you're here with us. 888-900-3393 is the phone number. You can, of course, participate by using that number and call in, or you can post on X at Pat Unleashed, at Keith Malinak, at Chris Cruz, at JeffyJFR is my address on X, and you can communicate there by commenting, and we'll be happy to take a look at them. And if our guy in the back deems them worthy, you get in. Like this one, Fetterman voted to confirm Kristi Noem. It's gravel pit to those of us that love her. We got a factory reset. All Democrats now. Yeah, he's still Fetterman.
Yeah, he didn't vote for Hegseth.
No, he didn't, and he's still. I know it's a factory reset, but I feel like it's a factory reset just for him. Maybe some wires are getting crossed again.
I mean, that's what we've said all along about him. Boy, the lines, the rhetoric, it's great stuff.
Yeah.
But the votes, still
I know, he's
not
still there.
it. Now, he did say, though, a couple weeks back, that there were 3 nominees that he's already decided he would vote for. So it was Noem, it was Sean Duffy, right? And who was the...
And Duffy gets talked to this week, too, right? Yeah. He does his...
So anyway, I think there was one other, but...
Is he voting for JFK?
RFK, I don't
or
think.
RFK.
I don't think
JFK can't vote. So. He can vote for JFK, but doesn't count.
When did those files get released, by the way? JFK,
soon.
MLK, RFK.
Everything I read was there's going to be released soon.
After we
draw
some lines in there. There you go. Here's what you were looking for.
We had to order some new Sharpies. Trump's been using them all. We can't block out everything till we get the new order in.
There it is.
Thanks for covering. According to Pickapool. Thanks for covering everything Trump did on Friday. Did he at any point call any civilians fat and challenge them to a push-up contest?
No, that's nostalgia, man.
Not that I'm aware of. I don't know that happened, but you just never know. I didn't see I wasn't with him the entire trip, but you could bet had he, it would have been covered. And then Bobby C. In loving the Trump presidency, sometimes it feels like a dream. I don't want to wake up from. I still can't believe we're here. Thank God. Well, it's not over. It's definitely not over.
We are less than 0.5% through this term.
Less than 1?
Yeah, less than 0.5%.
Wow. So we were prior to the top of the hour, we were listening to Tom Homan tell us, yes, everyone, what don't you get about that?
Get out.
We're starting with worst first, and as the aperture, in Tom's words, opens, we go more. What don't you understand?
Was that the word of the day?
Aperture?
Yeah.
Yes, that absolutely is.
That was the word of the day.
As the aperture opens,
yes,
more people will be shipped out, okay? You got that?
I felt like it was one of those where hey, you have to use this word in this interview. Find a place to put it.
I'll give you $20, you get aperture in. So I'll buy you lunch. Today, you get aperture in.
He's been hanging out with Dr. Phil.
Yes,
Actually,
he has.
Dr. Phil's been doing some ride-alongs.
Yes, he has, and we'll get to that. He also, of course, was questioned about the Pope, and we've answered. I mean, we know the Pope needs to go, and I'm willing to take over for him at any time, blow the white smoke for me. But Tom was asked about the Pope, and he answered the way we would hope the aperture would open up, and he would answer.
I want to ask one final question. The Pope this week said that it's a disgrace what we're now doing with this new government, deporting all of these people. We've got, obviously there's going to be a lot of media searching for the sad stories here, trying to turn public opinion against this operation. What's your message to the American people as you guys do this work?
Well, let me give a message to the Pope. I'm a lifelong Catholic. I was born Catholic. I've been through Catholic doctrine. Look, he only concentrated on fixing the Catholic Church, first of all. He's got big problems there.
Yes.
In the Vatican, they have a wall around the Vatican. And if you illegally enter the Vatican, the crime is serious. You'll be charged with a serious crime, be jailed.
Yeah.
So he can protect the Vatican where he lives. He can build a wall where he lives. Where American people are not allowed that? No. Securing the border saves lives. He needs to understand that. When we secure the border, when less people come, less women get raped by the cartel, less children die in the river, less Americans die from fentanyl overdoses. He ought to stick to it. He ought to stick to the Catholic Church and fix that. That's a mess.
I think we're done here.
Again, I love Tom Homan. I don't want him over for Thanksgiving, but I love him.
No, he's fun at Thanksgiving.
And you don't want, you don't want to play Scrabble with him. He'll start throwing out aperture, and you'll be going, "No, what's going on?" That's a double word score.
That's a double word.
We're good to go. I saw that we started shipping what Tom was talking about. Yes, they're leaving. We had them shipped off to Guatemala, back to Guatemala.
Aww. Look at all that cultural enrichment out the door. Shoot.
See you later. Thanks for coming. Not really. Okay.
Welcome back to hell.
That doesn't sound like Spanish. I just want to put that out there.
What's that?
That doesn't sound like Spanish.
That's Guatemala.
Okay.
Guatemalan.
It's Guatemala.
Antonio Hernandez Alvarez.
I thought you were multilingual.
No, the first clip sounded more Asian than Spanish.
Then we headed to Mexico. We shipped them back to Mexico.
Bye.
Have a nice day.
Miss you.
Yes, they're all going.
Hay mucha migra y todos están cayendo.
No, he's sad.
No le recomiendo cruzar porque hay un chingo de...
Is this Spanish or Guatemala or Mexico?
Bleeding?
Both.
What's that?
I love that clip because he says, "Don't come. There's way too many migra here. Don't come."
What's a migra?
That's just the slang term for ICE agents.
Oh.
Yeah.
There we go.
And we'll get to Dr. Phil traveling with the Homan team to arrest illegals and in the ICE command center. But first, I want you to realize that while we talked about how they were protesting here in Dallas, Texas, incredible. But I have a feeling that more people in these cities, specifically like Chicago, are fed up with these illegals. And thanks to Greg Abbott and Governor from Florida, what's his name again, Chris?
DeSantis?
Yes, for shipping the illegals up to the north and northeast, letting them become aware of what's happening, because the people in Chicago have had enough.
You all sit up there and said you will not allow Trump to come in here and get these illegals. Yeah, you can smile. We're in $1 billion deficit. And you spent half of our money, half of that on illegals. You campaigned and doubled down that you would not raise property taxes.
I won't raise your property taxes.
You wanted to raise our taxes $300 million. They shut it down. Now we back here for $150 million. Okay. See, this is what we asking now. Since you want to crash out, some of y'all say y'all willing to go to jail for it. Trump, Tom Homan, make an example out this right here first. Please come here first. Spend our tax dollars to go. Michael Rodriguez, you said to take Trump to court to protect these illegals. That's cool, because we about to make all of y'all aldermen famous. Y'all think this is how it's gonna ride? I think not. Flip Chicago red. We not playing.
I mean, this
what's going to happen to you. You got Kash Patel and Pam Bundy that you're going to have to deal with sooner than later. Then it's going to be an audit. Next, it's going to be an investigation. Then it's going to be an indictment. Provision. That's what's going to happen to you.
Mr. Brandon Johnson, I'm up here. I am speaking right now, so I would love your undivided attention, please.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'll wait.
I'll wait for you to look at me.
Don't be taking time off the clock.
So this just proves to you the lack of leadership that you show in this city. You can't even give me straight eye contact. Now, I'm going to let you know now, the people of Chicago, we're done with you. It is insane how we have been voting Democrat for over 60 plus years, and we've never seen a change from people like you, Lori Lightfoot, Robbie Emanuel. It is insane. Chicago was 37% red. In 2020, it was only 15%. So we're waking up. So you can pretend that this isn't happening, but I know for a fact that you will not have that seat the next election.
You so strong about protecting those aliens, but you won't do nothing for the U.S. citizens.
I got a great way how we can what we can do with this budget. First,
this girl again.
Let's start with cutting off illegals, getting free everything. Free housing, free schooling, free food. Yeah, let's start with that. That'll save us a lot of money. What, $600 million? Let's start there. Then let's start with your salary.
Yeah.
You are going down in history as the worst mayor in America. Let's start with cutting yours. You making too much money. Let's start there.
Yeah.
You Democrats, and
Karen
you remember
Bass
you
is giving
told
him a
us
run
to
for that.
defund the
That's a good
police.
point, yeah.
Remember, you ran
That's
on that.
pretty
Remember,
fire.
you was the defund the police. Let's start with that. Let's defund the police detail that you have.
Amen.
And let's put the police back in our neighborhood, because we're not for defunding the police. Won't you just practice what you preach? Remove all the details. We saw you coming in today. You had all the police presence. So let's take some of that away.
How do you feel about that, Bear? How about that?
You know, why does it seem like Chicago is the only major American city that forces their mayor to stand there like once a month or whatever it is?
I like it, though.
I do too. Oh, my
Face to
gosh.
fire.
That right there is the founding fathers' vision of America, as far as
I like it, though. We see clips from Dallas, and they still sit behind the desk.
Yeah.
And they kind of, they're kind of here or there, and then sometimes they get up and leave, and they call a pause. But he said in Chicago, they face the fire.
Like, I wonder if it's written into the bylaws
It might be.
of Chicago. You have to stand up and look at the audience.
It might be, yeah. I saw one poll that talked about how Trump's growing support among black voters on immigration. They're higher than white folks.
Wow.
On that. I mean, they want it bad. So I did mention that Dr. Phil, you know him, you love him, I guess. He was with Tom Homan. Hopefully the Blaze had someone with Tom as well. Do we know if we have our Blaze guy with Tom? Some of this as he opens the aperture on immigration? We do not know the answer to that. So Dr. Phil is with Tom Homan at the ICE Command Center.
So forget the false narrative of sweeping neighborhoods looking for people different color than us. Forget that hogwash and look at what we actually did. We're proving it to them. How can you argue with the system we've set up?
Well, straight up, are you going into schools and arresting children at schools?
No.
Is anything like that happening?
No, sir.
Are you going into businesses and sweeping through there and taking anybody with a tan and seeing where they're from?
We go into businesses for a criminal enforcement operation, but again, sweeps don't occur anywhere.
The sweeps are not occurring. You're just not going in like seining for fish in a pond and just picking up. You're going targeted. If a criminal is working in a business and you have to pick them up there, you're going in for that target.
Absolutely.
And what's happening to me, it seems that these politicians are creating what they fear the most, and that is forcing ICE agents into the community where they pick up the target and wind up picking up collaterals that may be around them, as opposed to going to the jail where they just get the target and leave.
That's the game they want to play, and so, game on. We're going to do it. I mean, it's all about public safety. We're going to take that public safety threat off the street by any means necessary. If we can't get in the jail, then we'll go in the neighborhood.
Got it? That's what we're doing, okay? Well, I mean, the aperture is opening. That's what he told us.
And I love this next one because Dr. Phil questions one of the arrestees or one of them that broke the aperture.
Okay.
It's pretty fun. It's a fun
He's
clip.
there during an arrest? Awesome.
What's your name?
Seda. Seda what? Do you have a first and last name? Sam. Seda Sam? Yes.
Where are you from?
Where I was born or where I'm from?
Where are you born?
Thailand.
Where? You've been deported before from the United States?
No.
Never been deported?
Today's your lucky day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have you been charged with?
Charged with?
Before?
I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna talk about lawyer.
We'll talk about it later.
Talk to my lawyer.
Yeah. Are you a citizen?
That's a good call.
My mom's a citizen.
Your mother's a citizen?
Yes.
But you're not?
Nope.
But you've never been deported before?
You Dr. Phil. You look like Dr. Phil.
Yeah? How do you know me?
No, I seen Dr. Phil, on TV.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You look like
Yeah. Well, this is an example of sanctuary cities, right? We got an illegal alien convicted of sex crimes involving children. And he's walking the streets of Chicago. Again, the downfall, the problem with the sanctuary city, that people like us walking the street rather than local law enforcement working with federal agents. This is what we're dealing with.
Thank you.
Yeah. You've been charged with sex crimes with children?
Not really.
Not really.
Not really?
This is technicality.
And never been deported?
Nope.
Huh. Let's take them in and process them, lock them up.
Got it, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're done.
Working on it.
Yeah, thank you. We're done.
And over the weekend, the White House
Thank you. We're
X
done.
account was tweeting mugshots of every person that they've arrested from the list.
Oh, yeah. They're taking snapshots. Yeah.
I love that we're making them famous like that.
I know. And this is okay. So Jeffy opened up the show showing a day in the life of President Donald Trump.
Yes.
And he was nonstop. He covered literally coast to coast, met with the people, got things done. I mean, it was awesome to behold. He's got people like Tom Homan in these positions now. The first 4 years, he did not.
Yes.
Now he has people like Tom Homan who are out there on the streets, literally on the streets, arresting these illegals and getting them the hell out of here so that Trump can go and meet with the people and get things done that way. That's so good.
Yeah, so he could go, play craps in Vegas.
Yes, exactly.
He's got to take some time off.
Yes.
He's the president.
He had to play golf.
Sunday, he had to play golf.
Let's go play golf on Sunday, yes.
Yeah, but of course he was working, and I know we're going to get to this. He was still working while he was on the golf course
Yes, with
handing the president of Colombia's head to him.
Absolutely, and we'll get to that after I tell you. Again, we have Tom Homan. One last Tom Homan. What mission accomplished means to him.
So tell me what the definition
this is her. He's had enough of her.
is over the next 6 months, over the next year, by the end of the administration. What is mission accomplished here?
Taking as many public safety threats off the street as possible. Watching illegal alien crime in the United States decrease. Ending it. Deporting every illegal alien gang member in this country, including Trendawa and MS-13. Making our country safe. When we see the crime rate from illegal aliens go down, that's a success.
You mean every day?
Public safety threat we remove from this country is success.
Yes.
Every national security threat that we find removed from the country is success. There's no number on it. So my success can be based on what Congress gives us. More money, the better we're going to do.
I notice you didn't put in that list of things that will be mission accomplished and success, getting every immigrant who is in the country illegally out. Why not?
Because I'm being realistic. We can do what we can with the money we have. We're going to try to be efficient, but with the more money we have, the more we can accomplish. If I don't have the money to remove that millions of people, then I'm not going to sit here and... One thing, no one can say I haven't been frank in everything I've said. Our success every day is taking a public safety threat off the streets or getting a national security threat out of here.
Worst to first. And then as the aperture opens, we get more people. But when the aperture opens, that means we have to spend more money. Got it?
ABC doesn't get it yet.
Oh, my gosh.
And by the way, I believe it was the New York Post that posted that for the first time in New York, there was no shootings in 5 days.
5 days.
Huh.
Ha.
Huh.
Ha ha.
The aperture must be getting pretty damn large in New York, I'll tell you that.
Join the conversation online at Pat Unleashed. Pat Gray will return after this.
Welcome to Pat Gray Unleashed. Jeff Fisher from Chewing the Fat here, filling in for Pat. Well, he extends his vacation another day. So you should subscribe to my daily show, Chewing the Fat. You can subscribe on any platform that warms the little cockles of your heart.
So he is stuck. Is that what you're telling us?
I just know the vacation got extended another day.
I just know he left the country right at the moment Donald Trump was inaugurated. And he hasn't been back since.
That's what we know.
Deduce from there.
That's what we know. I mean, I believe everything's okay. I don't know. Maybe
Did you check your phone?
Wait, was that a joke? Check my phone for what?
I think it was. Because now he may have, and I don't know this. Let's say the first of the week he went down to Mexico and decided,
Oh, right.
we should go down to Colombia.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we should see a pyramid in Colombia.
Oh, no.
They got some pyramids
It's right there.
It's right there.
Right there, just across the border.
Yes.
Just down there in the Yucatan. It's good to go. It's right
and
there.
You got the blue passports. It's going to...
Right.
It works.
And then, they might have got stuck in Colombia.
Ooh.
Because this weekend, they had... we got travel restrictions for Colombian officials. Were imposed. Colombian President Gustavo Petro.
Yeah, he's...
Petro. Go ahead. What?
Gustavo Petro.
Yeah, that's what I said. He tried to get a little testy as we sent illegal immigrants back.
Yeah.
Illegal aliens back to his country. They
wouldn't let him land.
Denied the planes to land.
Oh boy,
that was a mistake.
Good.
You held up tea time for Trump.
That's right.
In California or in Florida, and I was a little pissed. So he said, "Fine, we're going to tear off all their goods. We're going to cut off all transportation of everything to Colombia, and they're not going. There's no coffee coming in, no coffee coming out. Screw them. We're going to charge them all kinds of money. That's it. We're done." Well, then,
25 minutes,
Mr. Colombia.
25 minutes.
I forgot his name, Gustavo Petro.
Yeah. He said, "Oh no, wait,
perdón.
Wait.
Perdóname.
I'll send my own planes.
Send the presidential planes to drag their asses back home. That was so great. And then
Trump was able to tee off.
He was able to tee off. Then, what was his name again?
Gustavo Petro.
Yeah, then he goes to Twitter, and I have here a 20-paragraph rant of his. I don't even know what you want to call this. Clearly, the man was intoxicated. If you hit the translate button, I retweeted that.
We don't need a translator, but we have a translator right
here.
True.
Right. But here's just some lines from them. I mean, the guy had to have been inebriated when he typed this up after he got his ass kicked in front of the world. Trump, I don't really like traveling to the U.S. It's a bit boring.
Okay.
Bummer.
And I'm skipping a lot. I mean, this is borderline incoherent. I confess that I like Walt Whitman and Paul Simon and Noam Chomsky and Miller.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know which Miller that is. I don't like your oil, Trump. You're going to wipe out the human species because of greed. Maybe one day over a glass of whiskey, which I accept despite my gastritis. Okay, we can talk frankly about this. Colombia is the heart of the world, and you didn't understand that. This is the land of the yellow butterflies, of the beauty of Remedios. Whatever that is.
The beauty of what?
I don't know. Remedios. But also
Remedies.
of the colonels Alerno Bonidia, I'm sure he's awesome, of which I am one, perhaps the last. You will kill me, but I will survive in my people, which is before yours in the Americas. We are peoples of the winds, the mountains, the Caribbean Sea of freedom. It goes on.
Which sure Roseanne Barr didn't write this?
This guy.
In her earlier days. Not any longer.
This guy got embarrassed on an international scale, and he just didn't handle it well.
No, well.
And that's because of coffee.
Yeah, or is, the booze flaring up the gastro thing that he's got going on there. Sorry, Gustav.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome to Pat Gray Unleashed. How are you? Good to see you. You look great today. You know, when you see somebody today and you don't know who they are, just tell them I look nice.
Tell them you look nice?
Tell them you look nice.
Okay.
Hello, how you doing? You look great today. Let them put a smile on their face.
What if they're a stranger, though?
That's fine. A stranger is just someone you ain't met yet.
Friend you ain't met. Yeah, okay.
I mean, I think we all learned that already in class, didn't we? That's cool. Who sang that stupid song again?
John Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi, that's right. With the chick, and she's great in it, actually, and I should remember her name. You can communicate with us on X at Pat Unleashed, and we have the guy in the back choosing them. That's the guy you need to talk to, not me.
Yeah.
All right.
Guy in the back.
That
should be his nickname. Like on Twitter,
I believe that
he should
is
change
his X account
to
at Guy in the Back.
At Guy in the Back.
See if it happens. Make that happen. Dirty Mule says, good pro tip, you never have a majority when McConnell, Murkowski, and Collins, Inc. are in the Senate. Well, yeah, I mean, yes, true. That's a fact. Elmer's stud, sent every single illegal from the USA to the front door of the Vatican. I'm so sick and tired of these filthy communists preaching from their mansions surrounded by gates. Easy. Elmer Stud.
That's the Pope, bro. Chill.
Oh, calm down. Sarah, I'm not going to cry about a rapist being deported. I only wish he would meet a wood chipper instead. See?
That's so mean.
No.
See, that's not the way we do things.
Tom Homan, you're out.
We do things.
Sarah's in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Tom Homan didn't open the aperture fast enough.
I know.
Then she didn't get out. Sons of Thunder, I can't dump my trash in my neighbor's lawn. I shouldn't expect my country to accept other countries' trash. Mm-hmm. Wow. Did you see where the PETA activists tried to dump a truckload of dirt in front of the ASPCA headquarters in New York? At least that's what the video claims, that this is what they're attempting to do. But the dirt was frozen solid. It wouldn't come out of the dump truck.
So
it's
good.
Tremendously hilarious.
So good.
As these guys try to get the dirt out of the dump truck. What a bunch of doofuses. Paco D, aperture. make box cameras great again.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, so he's working for Kodak. Is that what? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, he still has stock. He hasn't sold it. Got to use that. I like the idea.
Diamond hands.
I'll buy you lunch. You work Aperture in.
Oh, for sure.
That absolutely happens.
For sure.
Wait, you will?
100%. That's what Tom Homan used it.
But I think I want to take you up on that offer anyway. I think Chris and I.
You buy me a lunch? I already worked it in.
For the next 20 minutes, if Chris and I can work it in, you're buying us lunch today.
Yeah, it's not happening. And then Grammy said, is Pat Gray really an illegal alien and self-deported to Mexico before Trump was inaugurated? Arriba! I mean, it's possible. But then I hope he sneaks back in and comes back tomorrow because I want my avocados from Mexico. So there.
Yeah.
Let's move to JD Vance. We've covered Trump. We've covered Pete Hegseth. We've covered Melania. We've covered Tom Homan. We gave Dr. Phil a promo as he's walking around interviewing pedophiles getting arrested on the street with Tom
He's
Homan.
our neighbor. Let's throw him something. He's our neighbor now.
I know.
Stupid black helicopter flies every day above my home.
Yeah, we're going to work because it's over there by Alliance, right?
Yeah. Oh, there goes Dr. Phil.
Yeah,
black helicopter.
That's good. I wouldn't want him to drive.
No,
you don't
it's
expect
too far.
Dr. Phil to
it's
drive.
Too far.
You can't have that. You can't have that. Listen, if I could have a helicopter,
yes,
I would. So I'm not.
He lands.
Good for him.
I know we talked about it, but he freaking lands it on the parking lot of his studios.
Good for him.
He gets off, and then the helicopter goes back to the Alliance, which is like what, a 3-minute drive.
Are you for real? That's not an exaggeration, y'all. It's a 3-minute drive from the airport to his studios.
Right? With the new highway.
Pretty close, yeah.
With the new highway.
Pretty close.
Yeah. And if you hit the red light, you got 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Sorry.
Maybe that's what he's trying to avoid.
But that red light is
that's a long time. In fact, when I get out of my helicopter, I'd like the golf cart right here to take me up to the building, to be honest with you. I'm not walking
I'm
from
walking.
Nah, I'm going to get off the helicopter. I want the golf cart, and then it'll take me into the building. That's what I want.
And then someone from QT, give me my sandwich.
That's please. Right. I want my little snacks, all of it. I got it done. I looked at what you emailed me. Let's get the day started. That's awesome. I know. Love them for that. All right. Then JD Vance, of course, faced the fire. Went on CBS with on Face the Nation with Margaret Sanger. Margaret Sanger. She looks good for being dead.
That's what happens when you make a deal with the devil.
Yeah, well, there is that. What's her stupid name again? Margaret Brennan on Face the Nation. Yeah, that's it. So JD went, and of course, it's CBS. Are they? I just don't understand. Okay, that's fine. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Margaret talks about who's getting vetted with JD.
When you talked to us in August, you said, I don't think we should abandon anybody who's been properly vetted and helped us. Do you stand by that?
Afghanistan.
Well, Margaret, I don't agree that all these immigrants or all these refugees have been properly vetted. In fact, we know that there are cases of people who allegedly were properly vetted and then were literally planning terrorist attacks on our country. That happened during the campaign, if you may remember. So clearly not all of these foreign nationals have been properly vetted.
But there are 30,000 people in the pipeline, Afghan refugees.
But my primary concern as the vice president, Margaret, is to look after the American people. And now that we know that we have vetting problems with a lot of these refugee programs, we absolutely cannot unleash thousands of unvetted people into our country.
These people are vetted.
Good.
These people are vetted.
Just like the guy who planned a terrorist attack in Oklahoma a few months ago, he was allegedly properly vetted, and many people in the media and the Democratic Party said that he was properly vetted. Clearly he wasn't. I don't want my children to share a neighborhood with people who are not properly vetted, and because I don't want it for my kids, I'm not going to force any other American citizens' kids to do that either.
No, and that was a very particular case. It wasn't clear if he was radicalized when he got here or while he was living here.
I don't really care, Margaret. I don't want that person in my country, and I think most Americans agree with me.
Yes, they do, Margaret. Yes, they do. What don't you get about that?
I love it. I just love it. Because somebody pointed out they made a great observation. Can you imagine Mike Pence sitting down for that interview, answering these questions? I mean, this is such an upgrade. It's not even
upgrade for Trump. But in my head, I'm thinking Kamala Harris.
Unburdened. She would just go unburdened.
Yeah. Holy cow. It continued with more immigration from Margaret.
Well, this is a country founded by immigrants.
Oh, here we go.
Well, this is a country founded by... This is a very unique country, and it was founded by some immigrants and some settlers, but just because we were founded by immigrants doesn't mean that 240 years later that we have to have the dumbest immigration policy in the world.
Got it? Margaret Sanger back from the dead?
No, it's Brennan.
Oh.
Margaret Brennan.
Sorry,
But
Margaret.
you're right.
Brennan.
She looks great, Margaret Sanger.
She does.
For being dead.
She does. That's a good deal that she made with the devil. There's no doubt about that. Then they discussed a little bit of Tulsi Gabbard.
Both the Wall Street Journal and the National Review, conservative publications, as you know, have been critical of Tulsi Gabbard. The Review called her an atrocious nominee who deserves to be defeated. They compared her defense of Edward Snowden, the fugitive who stole U.S. secrets, to an attorney general who thinks the mob gets a bad rap. Her refusal to accept U.S. intelligence findings that Assad gassed his own people, they said, was like a nominee for OMB director not being able to count.
Oh, my gosh.
Does any of this give you pause?
No.
Putting her in charge of the U.S. intelligence community? Yes or no?
No, Margaret, look, these are publications that attacked Donald J. Trump obsessively, but those publications don't determine who the president is, the American people do.
Him.
And Donald J. Trump is the person who determines who his cabinet is, not these publications that I think, frankly, have lost relevance.
Thank you. Wow. What a great answer. What a great answer.
Oh, boy. Do you think between RFK Jr., Kash Patel, and Tulsi Gabbard, which of those three, do you think we're going to go 3 for 3 with confirmation, 2 for 3, 1 for 3, 0 for 3?
That's a good question. I don't know the answer. I feel like it's not a bad bet to think all 3 of them are going to make it, but you just feel like one of them's got to be a sacrificial lamb, right?
But wouldn't that be Matt Gaetz?
Okay, that was
that's
early
your sacrificial lamb right there.
Yeah, cutting him out. Yeah.
I think that's the one that wait. Everybody else is they have to get in. They have to, especially since Friday alone was a busy day.
Yeah, it was.
And then on the other side,
it's just like
Tom is like.
I feel like there's been so much winning. You know,
but here's the thing:
like, when's our bubble?
Are you tired of winning already?
No,
are you
not.
so tired of winning?
He told you you're not gonna get tired of winning.
I'm concerned that my bubble is about to get burst.
Don't think hope.
Hope.
How
about hope and change?
No, hope.
We're making America great again.
We're making MAGA.
Okay. All right. I want to go 3 for 3 here.
And then, of course, Sanger continued on her rampage of JD Vance, which they talked about egg prices and grocery prices.
You campaigned on lowering prices for consumers. We've seen all of these executive orders. Which one lowers prices?
We have done a lot, and there have been a number of executive orders that have caused already jobs to start coming back into our country, which is a core part of lowering prices. More capital investment, more job creation in our economy is one of the things that's going to drive down prices for all consumers, but also raise wages so that people can afford to buy the things that they need. If you look at our slate of executive orders, no, Margaret, prices are going to come down, but it's going to take a little bit of time.
Give him a moment.
Right? The president has been president for all of 5 days. I think that in those 5 days, he's accomplished more than Joe Biden did in 4 years. It's been an incredible breakneck pace of activity. We're going to work with Congress. We're, of course, going to have more executive orders, and we're going to try the way that you lower prices is that you encourage more capital investment into our country.
Thank you. Let me explain it to you what our plan is that you don't understand, Margaret.
Yeah, and you know what?
I know we're busy for years killing babies. But now you've made a deal with the devil and you're back working for CBS Face the Nation.
Wait, hold on. Again.
That's what I was told, that she made a deal with the devil and she's doing this.
Let me tell you something else, Margaret. We're actually going to be opening up jobs for Americans, too, because for each illegal alien that we ship the hell out of here.
Yeah, as the aperture gets bigger.
Oh, I missed my chance.
Like Tom Homan told us that will increase American jobs. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. 100% right there.
We owe you lunch. We owe you lunch.
Wait, hold on. I didn't agree to that. It was a win-win for me. So I love these answers, and
he said in interviews, but the president's been working at a breakneck pace, no question about it. I mean, even our own Keith Melanick tired of winning already.
I'm not.
Yeah, I know he is. He's
Tired of winning already.
He's tired.
He's
of
already
winning.
thinking about where are we going to lose?
No, yeah, I'm
Where
a very
lose?
pessimistic individual, and I'm just a little concerned that.
Well, you're a little concerned that your boy's going to get the axe.
Yes.
So what's happening?
My boy's getting. Oh,
That's what's happening. I just realized that's what's happening.
Yes.
He's worried that his boy is going to get the axe.
yeah.
That RFK is going to get the axe.
Maha, baby.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So we figured it out. Okay. All right.
HHS needs that overhaul.
Just admit it. It's fine.
Can I just say, though, that Republicans need to get in line ASAP. I'm talking to the three that voted against Hegseth, and I'm talking to Lindsey Graham, who yesterday on Face the Nation, Meet the Press, where he was asked about the J6 pardons.
Margaret Sanger was busy.
No.
She was.
No. So listen to this doofus. Oh, I can't stand Lindsey.
Let's turn now to President Trump's decision to pardon, to give blanket pardons to everyone who was convicted of crimes on January 6th, including the 172 people who pleaded guilty to assaulting law enforcement officers. Even his own vice president said, quote, if you committed violence on that day, obviously you shouldn't be pardoned. Do you believe that President Trump was wrong to issue these blanket pardons to the January 6th
Number one,
defendants?
he had the legal authority to do it, but I fear that you will get more violence. Pardoning the people who went into the Capitol and beat up a police officer violently, I think was a mistake because it seems to suggest that's an okay thing to do. Kamala Harris wanted to raise bail money for people burning down Minneapolis. You know, Biden pardoned half his family going out the door. I think most Americans, if this continues, to see this as an abuse of the pardon power, that we'll revisit the pardon power of the president if this continues. But as to pardoning violent people who beat up cops, I think that's a mistake.
I'll tell you that.
That was a mistake.
We're not revisiting that until I get my pardon.
I want my pardon too.
But when we all get pardons, then we can revisit the powers of the president.
I mean, the entire process was corrupt. The convicting of these people.
Yes.
I mean, you're just. I'm sorry. I'm actually good with blanket pardons.
Yes.
Because if and Steve Baker said this so well on X last week when everyone got a pardon. You know, better to let one guilty party go free.
Thought that's what we all believed.
Than all of the innocent people. So I'm sorry, Lindsey. You know your place, bro. We're good with the blanket pardons for J6ers. The entire process was corrupt, and if you can't admit that, then you're blind.
Keith, that's Senator Lindsey Graham to you.
I worked with a guy. Whatever. Here's a little inside story. So in South Carolina,
you work for Lindsey?
I produced. That's what I said. Let me finish. So I produced a show in Charleston, and he credited the guy whose show I produced for if it wasn't for you, Dan, I would never have been elected to the Senate.
Oh, there you go.
Because I got support down here in the Low Country that I didn't have before I was on your show. Dan Moon, R.I.P. Thank you for Lindsey Graham.
Oh, no. But he got Lindsey in, and once you're in, you're in it. You can quote me on that. That's a fact.
Got to be careful with that analogy with Lindsey.
No, that analogy works for anyone. Anyone at any time. Once you're in it, you're in it.
80,000.
It's the way it works.
So anyway, Lindsey Graham, shut up. Know your place. And let the president be the executive here. Okay? Thank you.
So, we talked a lot about border security and getting release of these illegal aliens where there's more of that coming as the aperture opens, as Tom Homan told us. But we've sent the U.S. Army down to the Texas border.
We sent everybody in the Texas border. We got the Marines. We have the 101st Airborne Military Police going down there. Everybody's in the border right now.
And we're using them to work?
Yes.
Is that what they're doing?
So some of them are doing this, what Clip 40 is going to show you guys.
Are they armed?
I don't know if they're armed, but go ahead and put Clip 40. So some of them are doing this. They're reinstalling. You might...
Protecting America right there.
Yes. And you might see this looks just like the border of Egypt. You guys remember that? They had the layers.
And I've seen the border between Israel and some of the... is it Jordan? What country? I mean, you're not getting.
It's Lebanon. Lebanon. Right?
Yes.
I mean, Egypt and Israel have the impenetrable border.
Yes.
There's more.
That's what you're referring to.
But everybody's down there. The White House tweeted a video of the Marine helicopter landing on the border, letting on Marines. I think it was 101st Airborne is down there.
At least we're showing we're keeping our military
MP
there.
Of the Army is down there. Everybody's down there. I even texted one of my guys. I was like, "Hey, are you down there?" Like, not yet, but I will be.
Yeah. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Oh, even what?
Did we send the Miami Bike Patrol down there?
Well, now I feel
it's
safe.
done. Mission accomplished. Mission accomplished.
That is incredible. I will say, that's good. That's good.
I was not aware of that.
I was not aware of that.
That is breaking news right here on Background.
Absolutely.
What?
Can I just say, underreported this weekend is Barron Trump's height. He continues.
We've discussed he's 1130 feet, right?
11
feet.
Can't remember your own thing.
Yeah.
It's 11. So look, clip 27. Clip 27. He's continuing.
Is this?
There we go.
There we go. We're finally getting there. Yes, that's what I was talking about. We definitely need to see that.
He's as tall as the Washington
What are we going to do?
Memorial.
He's getting there.
Washington Monument.
He can't get any bigger than that.
He's had a growth spurt. I think he can.
Don't challenge the internet.
I don't think he can.
I thought we discussed there was going to come a day when he was going to just start trampling through cities.
Yeah. So
That
first,
just
give
has
it some
him
time.
standing
He's
there.
growing.
So first it was
Thinking what
the
he
White
could do
House-
with that Washington Monument.
the White House door. Now, last week was the White House.
You can't. Yeah.
Now is
my
Washington Memorial. You gotta stop this. Please give him some cigarettes. Please give him some cigarettes.
with this something
With a touch of growth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can't have. That's a national threat. Tom Homan.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, that's a big aperture. That's going to have to be one of the last ones. Getting rid of Barron. Yeah, because you're not going to fit through the aperture until it gets wide open. That's the way it goes with Barron. I mean, they're crediting Barron with a lot of the success from the Trump campaign. They're saying it was him behind the scenes telling his dad to go on these podcasts and do the interviews, and it was Barron behind the scenes said, "You need to do this, Dad."
Wow.
And so I know
That's great.
I know. I mean, he's the one that was.
I mean, that paid off big time. I'm convinced.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. So, I mean, if that's the case, then he's ready to sell some houses on the side, but Dad'll be.
So that means that he can just trample all over New York. Because
this was before the recent growth spurt.
Okay. By the way, you talked about this. The troops headed to the Mexico border.
I'll just send Barron down there.
Yes.
Let him trample across the Rio Grande. I'll teach him.
The Army Corps of Engineers is now apparently back in Western North Carolina.
Nice.
Thank you, Donald Trump. But Matt Van Swol tweeted out video. I mean, in all caps. I drove past the Army Corps of Engineers in Western North Carolina. They are back. Holy crap! President Trump kept his promise.
Huh.
So there you go.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing that he went there and then things start happening.
And by the way,
interesting. Are they? We need to check in with. It's been raining and storming in California, but it'd be interesting to see if we've allowed people back to their sites.
To clean up.
And by the way, it seems like one of the first items on the to-do list for Secretary of State Marco Rubio is they're trying to get 2 Americans out of Afghanistan that are currently being held by the Taliban that Joe Biden, didn't even care about while he was in office. So we'll see how that thing.
I saw a story where they talked about how China had kind of given Marco like a threat.
Oh,
it was telling Marco Rubio to behave. I think they said, or something like that.
What?
Behave himself, and because it was like
because in his hearing he called them out,
right,
big time,
right. And so China needs to realize little Marco is on the job, and I know he hears you. Believe me, I know he hears you because Got those giant ears.
No.
He definitely can hear
Those
you.
ears are continuing.
Yes.
His ears are almost have the same disease as Barron Trump has.
Yes.
The growing disease. Because
Yes.
every time I see them, they're bigger. They're not quite as big as Barron.
Not quite.
Not quite
Not
as big
quite.
as Barron. But they're almost there. So don't believe me, he hears you. But don't be, they're pressing the wrong button.
You're right.
Doing that. Because little Marco will not have it.
Wait, does he
Neither
get
will
to keep
Donald
that?
Trump.
Does he get to keep that nickname, Little Marco, even though he's secretary?
I get. Have we moved past it? I
haven't. I
don't know that I have. Trump went scorched earth in 2016, and I think it's still scorched. Everybody came down and bent the knee and said, "You got me, all right. I got burned by the Trump scorched earth policy, and boy, you were right." But I think some of it still holds pretty true. I remember Ted Cruz, Lion Ted. We remember
Lion
that.
Ted.
Lion Ted, little Marco.
Okay.
Holy cow! I know.
But now you've got the
Now we've got
full
Donald Trump.
force of the Donald
And
Trump
I, for
administration
one,
behind
a part of this show, Pat Gray Unleashed, me, Jeff Fisher, host of Chewing the Fat, am not sick of winning, Keith.
I'm not. Yes,
Chris,
I'm not
sick of
I'm-
winning.
I want more
I'm
winning.
afraid.
Don't be afraid. He told you you're not going to get tired of
Your
winning.
boy may or may not make it.
He'll make
but
it.
Don't be sick of winning.
I don't know.
man.
I'm feeling nervous about that one.
No.
My boy, you know?
Sad.
Got to support my boy.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.